What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Nullus. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Ulysses. We have a game number 3. Both players playing incredibly well in this series. Ulysses deciding to come back in with his Zeus for game number 3 against what he knows is going to be Nullus's Hades. He had a difficult win in game number 1 with his Zeus, managing to get so many kills on Nullus's villages early, almost through the game when it came down to it. His lead, almost to his lead. But new game, new you, new me. New Ulysses, new Nullus. And we'll see how things are going to go in this game. Now, both players here not having starting hunt, but Ulysses managing to find his starting hunt quite early, and Nullus making the rookie mistake of dropping a granary on his chicken. This is something I talk about quite often, is that on every single map, if you do not have hunt in your starting hunt, this is a feature of Voobly maps, maybe not so much on extended edition maps, but on Voobly maps, if you do not have starting hunt, you will have hunt in the first ring around your town center. And that means that the very worst that can happen is Greek. The very worst is you send your Toxotes over here, you don't see the hunt, 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 you see the hunt. That's the very worst that can happen, which means if you send your Toxotes out to scout at the 0-second mark, or maybe the 2-second mark or whatever, you will be able to scout the entirety of that location with only one chicken being eaten here and move back and move forward. That's the very worst that can happen. So building a granary here is always a mistake, in my opinion. Anyways, now that my rant is over, we'll see how these guys are going to shape up here, as you do see Ulysses moving up to drop a granary on this location as well. To be honest, if you've got 1,000 food with 2 rhinoceros, and the food is really close to this location as well, I don't see the point in dropping a second granary in the archaic age. If I do kind of see the point if you have to move the villages from this location and then have to walk all the way over to this location to drop another granary. But if the hunt is quite close, why not just stay on the one hunt here, eat the rest of this rhino, go to the classical age, and then drop the granary, able to save a little bit of wood here in the early stages of the game, get a cleaner classical age, and be able to have a bit more fun here. Now, considering that this map has had forward rhino here as well, you know that your opponent is not going to be able to hit a 416 advanced time. You have to hit a 430. So this map here for Ulysses, I would be recommending to go through Athena here as Ulysses. Athena HIPPIKON here would be so strong. You're easily going to be able to control all of the hunt on the map, and you're easily going to be able to find an advantage here, preventing the second town centers from coming up and things like that, putting crazy amounts of pressure onto the Hades position. But we'll see what Ulysses is going to do. Ulysses is a big fan of his center here. He gets his Jason out, and he is going through Hermes. So we will be seeing a sort of repeat of that first game. And here, look at this. This proves my point even more. 170, 180 food wasted here. The villagers pull off this location, jump over onto this. Had the villagers here for Ulysses simply been on this rhino here, he would have been completely fine to hit that classical age, and then he would have been able to move up onto this hunt nonetheless. And I'm just confused. It's just me. It's just me. I'm the confused one, and that's all. Now we see Nullus here. He's getting his gold. He's getting his wood. No surprises here. Nullus has got one strategy and one strategy only in this matchup. And he is going to be going for that second town center very early. He's got a decent amount of herdables in his main base. Both of these town centers, this town center does kind of give the giraffe a chance to be eaten here, but I highly doubt that Nullus is going to be able to get those up. We will be seeing the Hermes hit first here for Ulysses, as in the middle of the map, Jason and Ajax going after each other here. As it looks like the Jason is actually losing this fight somehow. I cannot explain why. It doesn't make any sense. How does a Jason lose a fight against... Well, the Katoskopos wins here. Katoskopos survives. 1 kill apiece here. How does Jason lose that? Jason has more HP than Ajax. Jason has less hack armor? No. Is that actually the case? Really? Really? I've never... What? No wonder Hades is so bonkers broken. I thought Zeus's heroes were supposed to be the strongest. 275 HP versus 264 HP. But he has 5% more hack armor, which means he's got more effective armor. It's bullshit. No wonder Hades is broken. Nerf Hades. Nerf Ajax. Nerf Ajax hack armor. If I was in the balance patch lead, that would have happened. But they didn't ask me. They didn't want my assistance. So forever, game is broken. Chad Jax for the win. As Nullus gets his town center up, he does lose 2 villagers here. But town center up and Ulysses here, he's had to build another Jason already. Oh. Oh no. This happens to me all the time because I'm bad, but I would think that Ulysses is not bad. He sends the villagers forward. The Chiron is out on the map getting villager kills, and Ulysses is off to a disaster start in this game. Ulysses, as opposed to last game, not last game, game number 1, as opposed to game number 1, where Ulysses managed to get like 6 villager kills super early, and then Nullus was still able to bring it back before losing. This game, not only has Nullus managed to kill off a Jason here in the start of the game, but he's also managed to pick off a villager and almost a second villager, and Ulysses has completely messed up his early economy here as he's going to be going for that second town center. Now, the centaur are out. Lots of damage has come onto these centaur as well. But we see a wall coming up over here to try and defend the gold mine. And we'll see how things are going to go. As the villager here will end up getting sniped down. As at least Ulysses gets a little bit of value out of his centaur as he's trying to poke his head into this base of the Nullus Hades. The sentinel is there though to push him back as the town center is coming up. And now after all is said and done, Ulysses, simply put here, is behind by 6 villages basically. Maybe 7 villages by the time this town center comes up. Now, the advantage that Ulysses does have here is that he's got map control, but yet again, he is not utilizing it. He's eating his herdables. He's got all of these beautiful giraffe over there he could be eating, but he's just eating his herdables. And we do see the Ajax coming through. Will it be able to hit a village? Centaur not able to hit that centaur there. It's now Centaur going to be pulling back. We do see the villagers now moving up onto the giraffe now that they've got a healthy amount of villagers there, but honestly, a little bit late there if you ask me. He's already eaten all of his goats, whereas, I mean, so too is Nullus, but Nullus, he has to stay in his main base because of the centaur. We see stables coming up. Looks like a 7 villager lead after all is said and done here for Nullus, and Nullus manages to snipe one centaur there as the Jason comes over, starts getting involved here. As the Odysseus coming through here, we will be seeing a stray villager getting sniped. Nice play there from Ulysses as he's slowly managing to keep the keep that villager difference at bay with his centaur raids. But I mean, Nullus has got to be a little bit more smarter with where he leaves his villagers here. Would have liked to see the house get placed up here and the villager be back here. And he slowly builds houses over onto this location there. But we see the stables coming up now for Nullus, not wanting to make himself all too many Toxotes here, which I do like. He does not need Toxotes. You see a villagers getting pushed back there. Nice micro there from Nullus as he snipes another centaur here. These centaur are getting no value. And this is what I expect here in this match. This is why I say that centaur, they're just not that useful. Against a player as good as Nullus, whose defensive abilities are just unmatched, it seems that so much damage onto that centaur as well. It just seems that he's able to get so much, like, prevent the value of these centaur coming through so well here. As Odysseus getting pulled back, Ulysses still searching for more villages. We do see another archery ranges up. Even though I'm upset about it, I just don't think you need it. You just don't need the archery range. Just make HIPPIKON here. Nothing but HIPPIKON. Get more farms. Enjoy the game. Obviously, the HIPPIKON do use a little bit more gold, so you might have to move on to a second gold mine a little bit earlier. But then your HIPPIKON are going to be better suited for the task at hand. As the HIPPIKON come over here, going to be starting to get this fight happening. The Ajax about to get picked off. Chiron going to push forward to try and take down these units as we do see the restoration coming down. Nullus does not quite get max value out of that restoration by not stopping his army there. You can see the Ajax and Chiron could have gone up to full HP if he hit Q. Q is the default command for stop. And if you hit Q while restoration was going, the restoration gets that full bonus instead of the slow bonus. So restoration does something like, I don't know, 15 HP per second or something like 300 HP per second. And then if you are moving, it takes down to 10%. So it does 30 HP per second when units are getting attacked or moving. So if you stop the units 300 HP per second, back up to full HP very, very easily. Now we do see the centaur swinging around to the bottom side of the map. Going to be looking to hit some villagers here at this point, as we do see the centaur going to be pushing these guys back here. One villager gets sniped yet again. It's 50 villagers apiece here now. So Ulysses has managed to bring himself back into the game in terms of income here. But in terms of resources spent on these centaur, I don't know if it's worth it. Will this Chiron get a kill? Or gets one shot off? 2 shots, not able to get 2 bits of damage there as the units are out. 100 population for Ulysses, 100 population for Nullus here. As now Ulysses is on 3 town centers. He does have this advantage now. You still see the Chiron coming forward, trying to get some damage done. As these centaur getting slightly pushed back. They're going to be able to run back here as we see now Nullus searching for some villagers to kill off as the villagers are on this hunt. Imagine had Ulysses grabbed this hunt first and foremost, saved his goats, he would have finished up on this hunt and not been able to get raided here. As you do see the HIPPIKON now coming back for Ulysses to start fighting here. Nullus just says, I don't particularly care. Pick off a villager or 2, retreat away. He will be losing a couple of HIPPIKON here, as well as the centaur still moving around here for Ulysses. As we do see that Ulysses is able to defend this position for the time being. Ulysses at 118 population. Nullus going to be looking to go to the next age. He's not able to get this town center just yet, as Ulysses does seem to be having a decent go of it here as one Toxotes gets taken down, but one centaur gets taken down for that trade there. As Nullus pulling back. Ulysses pulling ahead in terms of the villager numbers here, so that's going to be a big help for himself. As he does have the town center advantage, but being 3 town centers does mean Nullus can hit the heroic age first here. Most likely. Depends on how much trading they do here as the heroes pushing forward, trying to push those centaur away. The centaurs here are not worth anything in this fight, as the heroes can just keep them out of here. As maybe Ulysses' best option here would be to send the centaur never into the fight and never close to those heroes and just be trying to raid and do all the other stuff. We do see walls coming up over here as Nullus setting those up. He needs to put a wall up on this position as well to defend his gold mine here. So now the HIPPIKON retreating back. We will be seeing Ulysses getting taken down on that position as well. As Nullus pulls back in onto this position here, he's got a little bit of giraffe remaining, but he is going to have to retreat away as Nullus comes in for the raid. And Ulysses has still got a couple of herdables left. He's got his farm set up in classic Ulysses fashion, the worst farms you'll ever see. 1, 2, 3, 4. But nonetheless, he still has them set up. Ulysses just doesn't care about his farm positions at all. The Centaur about to get taken down. To have these Odysseus having to sit back here as Ulysses is going to have to wait here and figure out how he's going to deal with this army. Meanwhile, we see Nullus throwing down these built military buildings. His town center coming up as well. He really likes this building positioning. This allows his Toxotes to sneak through here and have a defensive kind of position for them to sit in, as opposed to like building them next to each other. It's a very, very interesting way to play. I'm not sure which way is actually the best, but it's definitely an idea. As Apollo now coming through for Nullus, Ulysses almost able to advance to the next age as well. The Toxotes advantage here with the Hades will come through in a big way in these fights, but Ulysses does have the villager advantage and the population advantage at this point. So it seems like by all stretches here, Ulysses should be able to win these fights, but it looks like Nullus has managed to fight this nicely himself. He gets the Hades shades through here. He's able to continue pushing through. Taking this trade by Nullus will mean he's going to be able to continue getting his villagers up. Ulysses here at 80 villagers will have a significant income advantage over Nullus. But the fact of the matter here is that Nullus is able to advance to the next stage first, and he's actually spent, I would say, a significant amount of resources less than Ulysses has in this game. If that makes any sense. So he hasn't had to get himself Sylvan Law. All the Centaur are dead. I'd be interested to actually see what the units killed differential is at this point in terms of resources. Because I would say that Nullus is in front here in terms of that. Maybe. I'm not sure. Now Nullus pulls back onto this side. The Manticore here in for Nullus. Going to start getting some good damage done. We do see that Nullus has made the option here to sit on the front gold mine. He is on the back gold mine as well, but he's on the front gold mine here. I wouldn't mind seeing Nullus dropping a fortress here immediately to start being able to put pressure onto this location as Ulysses trying to defend here as best as he can. As both players now in the heroic age. Both players now with 80 population in terms of civilian count. Ulysses here with hand axe and pickaxe, whereas and plow, whereas Nullus has got bowsaw, shaft mine. Actually, no, Nullus doesn't have plow just yet, so he's just grabbing that. So very, very late on that one as the Manticore comes in. That splash damage onto the villagers, reminiscent of Chimera raids there as well. But only able to get that off once, as we do see Nullus immediately moving over here to deal with that Manticore. Still sitting on this position, trading completely fine and dandy. Here's another, as the Manticore of Nullus going to push in and try and take out as many Toxotes as he can. Heavy Toxotes comes through for Nullus. Who is getting the better end of the stick here? You have to ask. And I think the answer has to be Nullus here. After all is said and done, plow, bowsaw, shaft mine coming through for Ulysses. Nullus still does not have himself that irrigation upgrade for his food, and Ulysses as well, only now getting himself plow. Both players leaving that one for quite a while there. As heavy cavalry coming through at this point. Now the medium Hippikon able to push Ulysses off of this gold mine. He does have this back gold mine over here as well. One thing that I think that Ulysses is really lacking, as opposed to what Nullus does, is the walls. Ulysses just doesn't put walls down. And it's such an important thing. You can see that the walls are set up in this corner here. If Nullus had set up his walls, or sorry, if Ulysses had set up his walls already, he would be in a much more safe position. But now Ulysses has dropped down to 88 population. He's lost all of his military. How did he lose all of his military? Nullus is still 145 or 145 population. Ulysses has dropped 15 villages. He gets pushed off this gold mine. And he gets completely pushed back here for no real reason. I don't understand. Post-game will give us the answers here. Nullus is in front in terms of resources by a significant margin. Military killed loss is significantly in front for Nullus. And I guess the big difference here has to be that Nullus is making Toxotes, and his Toxotes have got a significant advantage over Ulysses' Toxotes. I'm going to double down. I'm doubling down on my statement here. If you're playing as Zeus here, I'm going to also say it's the same for Hades. But if you're playing as Zeus here, and you decide to make Toxotes against Hades, you're playing it wrong, my friend. You are playing it wrong. Why? Your Toxotes are weaker than your opponent. They don't target anything of use that your opponent is making. Your opponent is making HIPPIKON. Your opponent is making Toxotes. So they're not winning and they're not trading well at any point in this game. And you can just make HIPPIKON. Not only can you make HIPPIKON, but you can also make Spirited Charge HIPPIKON, which are even stronger against Toxotes. So why would you be not going for that is the big question. Answer, I don't know. But Ulysses here cannot manage to recreate what happened in the first game. Nullus reacted or adapted or whatever is different here from the first game. He's managed to figure it out. And Ulysses cannot get the dub. Nullus wins this one 2-1 in the group stages. These players might meet themselves in the finals. They're in the same group. So if they basically get to the playoffs, there is no chance that they meet each other again until the finals. So there might be a rematch here if they both get through the top end of the other side of the groups. That'll be exciting to see. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I may have said that wrong. They may meet each other in the semifinals. No. It's the finals. I can't remember. Anyways, hit the subscribe button on the YouTubes, and I'll see you guys in the next game.